Hello and welcome to the back nine of round 2 of the 2025 MVP Music City Open presented by Another Round Disc Golf. It's the 4th event of the Disc Golf Pro Tour. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We are your two hotkeys.
A big honk to all of you. And if you want to join us in all of our shenanigans, we now have merch, more merch for you to do it with. So check that out at JomezPro.com/shop. We are watching Silva, Saarinen, Kristin, Lätt, Missy, Gannon, Evaliina, Salonen pretty much shred the front nine. A few mistakes, but not many. Cat merch absolutely shredding 9 down through 17.
Skyrocketing up the leaderboard 20 spots.
Unreal. Very cool to see.
Let's get this party started.
Woo.
Let's get right into it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay.
Here we are.
We ride.
Hole 10. The landing zone is soupy, boggy, whatever you want to call it, wet. It is muddy. It's not great because this second shot is very demanding. It's a hard shot, too, to get to that landing zone, and then you're rewarded with a standstill down a narrow tunnel with OB lining both sides and coming up very quickly behind the basket. This hole's cool in good conditions. This hole's very hard in the conditions that we have right now. You see forehands, you see backhands. You just want to try to push that OB wall deep and make sure not to slide OB early here where we see Silva unfortunately trickling OB.
This left line is way too tight.
It is.
It's not rewarding the big tee shots. Whoa.
It's not. You see this a lot.
Evaliina trying so hard to avoid the left, and she's taking a lot off. That's actually just a Cayman.
Some players just trying to avoid this muddy area as well and make sure you have a run up because the second shot can be a little weird.
I was surprised not to see Evaliina throw the sidearm. Kristin going to go for it here. I think this is the highest percentage play. And that's well done with her grand glory. Also taking some off. I just think we should reward big, cool tee shots, you know?
Maybe. It is I kind of vibe with having to throw a mid. I think it's cool.
But, like, then you're not quite close enough to attack on the second shot. You know what I mean?
I mean, you are.
Are you?
Yeah. I mean, I throw a mid and then I attack.
Yeah, but, like, how well does that go for most? I don't know. I just think I just liked it better before, all right?
But this is a hard shot, but it's mostly hard because of the mud. I think people look, you can see Missy take a 5-inch slide and be in 3 inches of mud.
Whoa, big skip off a rock.
Oh my God. Can we get a slow med?
Yeah, that
follow
was
flight something. That was sick.
Yeah, that was going to dig anywhere else, but there's a couple of like large exposed rocks out there and she found one and it helped.
I feel like on the follow flight, we would have seen just Missy's foot moving. There would have been a whole colored line.
Right, we're tracking the wrong thing. Too much movement.
Kristin really pushing that ceiling as hard as you can.
This is also great.
So good.
Man, catches that last little tree, going to drop into circle 2. Yeah, you can throw mid. I just want to be mad.
Yeah, I love Evaliina a little more tucked on the right side, having to throw a turning shot. Again, struggling with the footing. She's going to ride that right side OB line, but she's going to do it perfectly.
Cool.
Wow.
Okay.
Everyone making this look very easy.
Let me just shut up, actually. Just take the mic away.
Yeah, wow.
Say.
This is a bad mistake, though. Being pinched like this makes this shot super hard. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No, it's easy.
It's actually extremely easy. Yep. Okay.
Well done.
Okay. Okay. The stats, though, don't lie.
Thank you.
Our lead card does lie to everyone that's watching, all of you guys.
Liars.
All the viewers. They're a bunch of liars. This was the 4th most difficult hole of the day. Let's watch Kristin make it look extremely easy. Oh, that looked like it went through the chains. A really nice bid. This is also an extremely soupy green. Not a lot of great footing. It's kind of hard to push off. Silva on the drier upward side of the green.
It's more of a stew with all those wood chips. It's very hearty, you know. Ooh, what a putt.
Nice par save with that early OB stroke. That is so difficult to recover from.
Yeah, let's see it again.
God, her putt is just the perfect pacing.
Poetry in motion.
Mm-hmm.
Evaliina for a birdie.
Evaliina,
Nice.
1 of 5 today on the high side of the chains, but it's in.
The smile is when you know she got a little cheeky with the basket.
Yeah, only 6 competitors got to circle 1 in regulation. Only 12 got to circle 2. So Missy and Evaliina doing what no one's doing.
Yeah, Missy parking it.
This hole's hard, but cool.
So much cooler if the OB line was 15 feet up to the left.
I can't even remember how it was before. So
It was better. Hole 11, a very technical par 3, 294 feet, mandatory on the right. You need to throw something that is either turning out of your hand but might fade at the end, or try to maybe flip something up, but it's an awkward line. There's a lot of trees forcing you to throw a certain shape. Once you get about to here, right at the edge of circle 2, there's a little bit of luck involved. It's hard to hit the tunnel perfectly clean.
I think the way
Go ahead.
I think the way the tee pad is facing makes the flip up a little bit of a harder shot unless you throw standstill.
You want something to turn, but you see like flippy work, and you see kind of a force over with an overstable work. It's
I
just
think
pick your
the
poison.
force turn is the way, but they do definitely both work. Evaliina crashing into that final tree. You can't ask for more.
There's OB left, so if you hit early, that can be punishing. The OB right is also there, but I feel like left comes into play more, and then it obviously wraps around the basket.
And pretty much landing or kicking anywhere on the left side of the fairway is awful.
Missy piping it.
Wow, basically touching the bottom.
She is good with that Z swirl undertaker today. That's what she parked hole 7 with as well. Look at how true this is. Just absolutely pure. It's so difficult to do that.
Oh, wow. There's the follow flight we called for on the last hole.
Yeah,
we got what we asked for.
I guess I didn't really see what her foot was doing.
Even though this hole is so much shorter, still plays it as one of the harder holes. It's the 5th most difficult hole of the day. Strokes can stack up quickly if you don't make it look as easy as our lead card is. You see a lot of, look at those trees on the right side. That's what it's like in there. Just you were standing at your disc like,
what do I? And Silva, that was a perfect shot. It's hard. You have to make yourself not be too mad that you catch that last group of trees because it's right in the way.
Okay, well, everyone's getting some nice kicks.
Yeah, if you get kicked left,
rude.
Forget about it.
Brutal. Kristin with the most difficult shot to the green, and it's not too bad, especially when you have this little number in your toolkit.
She's got all kinds of numbers in her toolkit, which also contains her little game book.
There's a lot of birdies written down in that game book today.
Maybe 18 of them, honestly. Probably think she can get them all.
No, she can.
I'm sure she can.
We're confident. We have all the confidence she needs.
Do it. Woo. Wow, what a bid from outside circle 2 from Silva.
There were only 6 birdies on this hole today. Yep, it shows you just how tough this little sub 300-foot hole is.
Evaliina. That's a turkey.
Her putt's getting me hyped. Kristin with a nice recovery putt. Very solid. Missy finally to her disc. Parking. Oh, never mind. Silva's tapping hers out. And then Missy to her disc. 1 of 6 birdies today.
What a shot.
One of only 2 players to park the hole. Cool.
And a tie up at the top with those 2 birdies from Missy Gannon. Now tied with Silva. Evaliina and Kristin also tied 2 strokes back.
What a nice little bounce back. Bogey, bogey, birdie, birdie. Here's the first par 5 of the day at 848 feet. This is very birdieable, but it requires some pretty demanding placement shots. This first tee shot, you can go real far and take this left gap that the drone's flying, or take some off and try to take the right gap that straightens out the second shot a little bit. That OB line on the right side definitely comes into play on your second shot through the gap over the little gully. Your third shot, wherever you land, it might be a hyzer, might be more of a straight shot. We even saw Kristin with just a little chip approach straight shot to the green yesterday after 2 bombs. But this is definitely one that everyone's thinking birdie. We had a lot less wind on it today, which was very nice.
This is a mash.
Incredible.
So far. Almost to the ditch.
I think she's cleared.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I saw Henna get just about that far in day one as well. Missy putting some nice turn on this. That's also going to be a great shot.
That little OB patch on the right side is the main thing you're trying to avoid. That can make the hole instantly become extremely difficult.
And Silva definitely going to push it. But get through.
The footing in this area is pretty bad as well. It's a little bit boggy here. Definitely going to cater to players that can throw standstill shots.
Kristin, a powerful shot, but maybe just a touch low. It's still really, really good.
She just might have to take a little off on her second shot. We'll see how she's angled up to the gaps. Here's Silva throwing that standstill shot.
Actually lined up really well to this right side. A lot of times if you're in between gaps, that's when you have to take it off. Almost pays to be like just a touch short, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's great.
Kristin going to be in that in-between land where she has to maybe take a little bit off. She's, going for it right towards that OB line, trusting that hyzer.
Nice.
Wow.
She didn't take anything off of that.
No, she didn't.
She gave it something.
Yeah, she really trusted that disc.
Cool shot. Missy lining up the right side hyzer as well. And that's fine,
Yeah.
but it's nice to be where Kristin is closer to that right side.
Yeah, she'll have to throw a blind, very steep hyzer if she wants to get to the green.
Look at this drive. She's going to go for the eagle, it looks like.
Come back.
This is turning too much.
back.
No.
No.
I love that she's clearly trying to get there, though.
I wanted that.
Have we seen eagles on this one?
No.
No way, right?
But it's there.
It's going to happen.
Missy on one of those very Tennessee rocks. There's that steep hyzer.
There's those clouds.
Yeah, looking for it to really carry some. Wow, great.
That is great. That's really good.
Yeah, nice recovery. Silva able to see the top of the basket, just throwing it right at these trees, and it hyzers in the perfect amount of time.
Oh, nice. She got caught up in those trees yesterday. That was a nice correction to fade right before them.
Nestled.
And thanks to the tournament staff who put some wood chips down on this one. They're really doing a great job of listening to the feedback and trying to make this course as playable as possible.
Wild that 2 days in a row, Kristin is far enough that she can see the basket and even throw a forehand to the green. It's just crazy.
Rare.
A lot of players, you can see like Missy Gannon throwing distance driver backhands to the screen for birdie. So pretty cool. Evaliina, just a little chip shot from her OB, going to be able to take a par.
And a nice recovery. Dang. I hope she goes for it tomorrow. Kristin with a tricky lie here on a knee, going for the biggest gap and cashing it. Yeah, she loves it. Wow, still bogey free. Having a great round.
Missy for a little bounce back turkey. No, so close, right off the top of the cage. Evaliina going to take a par with that OB stroke. Silva with a tap-in birdie on our first par 5 of the day. Let's do a little check-in with Cadence Burge. Her second shot on 13, a really tough spot to throw a turnover shot, especially with the wind we had today, and she gives it the perfect amount of height. carry to the green. Ella in a spot where she doesn't feel like she can go for it any other way besides the tomahawk.
Okay. Man, I don't know that I've seen her throw one of these. Looks like she's got it.
It was over the trees.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't quite tell where she landed.
I think she's putting.
She's
Deep
just
circle two.
inside circle 2.
Oh, no.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
deep circle
like
2.
40, 50. Cool play.
Tomahawk birdie.
Love to see it.
And Cadence with the preferred birdie
Yeah.
of a tap
The
in.
gentlest tap.
Yeah.
Nice pair of birdies on one of the easier par 4s, but very technical, as you can see. Silva going to pull ahead to the solo lead again with that birdie. Hole 13, we just watched Cadence and Ella play this wildly different ways. I like the forehand off the tee. You can do a backhand turnover. You're trying to line yourself up to one of the gaps. I like the one short of this one personally, but there's actually 3. There's 2 really good ones, one kind of funky one. You don't have to throw distance driver off the tee. In fact, you see putters on the backhand, you see mid-ranges. I feel like fairway driver is a good forehand shot. If you're lined up well, it's not a very far shot, but technical through those tunnels, slightly uphill to the pin with OB. Is it inside the circle behind or just outside?
I think it's just inside.
Okay.
Silva keeping that really low. She might be short of that first gap. We'll see what she's working with, but we know she can handle a little backhand turning shot.
Kristin trying to go pretty big here. I think line herself up to that farther gap that the drone flew through with her orbit rive and making them dance. A theme of the day, it seems like.
No, she really just continues to throw farther and farther.
Yeah.
Evaliina also aiming for the short gap, it seems. Just a little chip shot.
Yeah, that was just a putter. Halo Glow Star AVR3. Missy going mid for the short gap. AZ Glow Meteor.
I think those might be just a wee bit short. We'll
Just
see.
a touch. It's short. It's always a little shorter than I think, though.
Yeah, Silva having to go
Oh,
over the
wow.
top. She's not lined up with it. I like the idea, but it's tough to get a backhand to carry the direction you want it to with those trees.
Yeah, you're right. Definitely short. Evaliina with a nice sidearm hyzer, though, is at least going to have a putt. Yeah, Missy short too. And being closer to the tunnel makes it a little bit harder to get the disc to go far enough like Evaliina did. Missy just a bit pinched.
This second shot also a little bit uphill.
Wow, check this out. I actually haven't seen a lot of ladies do this, but it's a really good play. It is a bigger gap.
It's weird because it's you're adding so much distance to the
Yeah.
hole by creating a hook shape or a U shape.
Right. I didn't even really consider that, but now I am.
Yeah, I do like that play.
Because we all know how to get to where she was.
Yep, and it's so easy to do what everyone else did and leave it just a little bit too short.
Silva giving it a bit of a run for a 3. Here's Missy from circle 2.
Even with the difficulties in finding that little gap, this played as the 3rd easiest hole of the day.
Dang, I said easiest. It was the easiest yesterday. Evaliina for her birdie. Short.
Kristin, the only player able to convert the birdie on the lead card, taking strokes on the field.
And Kristin, the only one on our lead card to be bogey-free so far, playing so clean. Kristin now within 1 stroke of the lead, as is Missy. Man, Cat Merch, 9 down finish.
In the clubhouse.
Amazing.
Here's hole 14, our second par 5 and final par 5 of the day at 790 feet. This is all about placement. You want to ideally land just short of those little oil pipe markers. You don't see many players trying to go through the gap. There's really no point because of that OB line on the left side. From there, it's all about where you landed on what decisions you're going to make. You see some players try to go huge and make it all the way to the final gap to the green. You see players going over the top of all the trees and going to the green. Looks like there was a little bit of a squall on our lead card. I did not realize.
Yeah, I think it was right when we got done. I don't think it lasts super long.
But it's just a lot of placement shots. There's OB lining both sides or OB on the right side of the fairway, all the way down, and some really rough on the left side.
Kristin in a great place, pushing that OB line left. I want to say, I don't know, when I came through, it was like I think it was a right to left wind. Do you remember?
Yes, I think that's right.
Kind of pushing you towards that OB. Man, a squall indeed here. Evaliina wasting no time launching a big hyzer.
Yeah, and these were really big raindrops.
Yeah.
It started raining very hard.
Weren't you the one who said to me, Nashville's always got big drops?
Yeah.
It's never small drops.
They're always huge drops.
Or was that a country song I heard?
No, that was me.
Missy hanging out to the right. It's not quite going to fade as much as she wants, I think, but not bad. It's crazy, the difference, though, between that and the other lead card ladies. It really limits your options. It's usually like a sidearm from there.
Kristin from the OB line.
I like it over here because you can throw a big, powerful backhand and make it a pretty short little forehand chip shot on the final approach. That's perfect.
It still is like a tricky shot, though.
It is.
It's like
stalling.
Yeah, and the OB line comes up so fast. Evaliina having to throw more of a turning shot here, and this is a no fear shot.
She's trying to go over this whole thing, which I saw Henna do yesterday, but like it's so risky. She's in a horrible spot.
Yeah, it might be hard to pitch out.
And Missy, like I was guessing, having to go forehand. She can still birdie from here. It's just a bigger third shot.
And kind of demanding of a forehand.
Absolutely.
Silva working a hex on a nice little gentle turning mid-range line into the middle.
Pretty.
We'll see what she decides to do. You see a lot of players just trying to get to circle 2 from there.
Missy up first.
And the rain's done.
Going backhand here, looking like she's just conceding the par.
Yep, really using the space out wide. She'll be right just outside of the edge of circle 2.
That's a smart decision, being out of position and only one stroke back. It's quite a shot to push, and there's a lot of danger. Silva, I think, gonna get aggressive here. She has been all day. She's a bit closer.
Yeah, she's in a good spot too. Oh, I love this.
Yeah, I like how wide she started it on a nice turn.
Wow, that's so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I never even considered going over that left side. And here's Evaliina in deep shul.
Man, it's gonna be tough to just get out of here in one go. Almost. That's pretty well done. Evaliina trying to go so huge on these par 5s and not quite getting rewarded. Kristin's third, little forehand. Perfect.
Yep, balancing right on top of the mound. This played as the third most difficult hole of the day. I feel like that's not super surprising. There's a lot of OB.
Surprised.
And it's such a tricky tee shot. Once you go out of bounds off the tee, it's really tough to recover.
Yeah, that's true. You never really see a par save after an OB tee shot. Almost never. And Evaliina recovering well, all things considered. Missy outside circle 2. Still going to give it a run here. And it's just going to be a par.
There were 8 birdies out of 49 competitors on hole 14. This is one that even in in calm conditions can play tough.
I don't know why. I always think I'm going to get this one.
Yeah. I mean, it's there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that tee shot's just a little scary. After you put the tee shot in bounds and in the gap, it's no nonsense.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And Silva and Kristin with some great birdies there. Silva going to maintain her 1-stroke lead, pushing into the final stretch.
Quick check-in again with Cadence Burge on 16. This is kind of a chip forehand shot, but she threw this backhand yesterday so well. Let's watch it again today.
Ugh, she's got that absolutely dialed.
Really exciting green right next to Tournament Central. All these people, I can't believe they're not watching.
Yeah, come on.
Some of the best disc golfers in the world.
They probably watched the tee shot. She was parked. They knew she got it. Kristin with that turkey going to overtake Missy into solo second.
Silva still maintaining that lead.
Hole 15, a par 3, 315 feet. You can choose either gap. We're going down the right side, which is usually a slower speed backhand. You can throw high speed, but it's really risky with the OB behind this elevated pin. There's also OB on the right. It's pretty deep in there. I think it's barbed wire as well, but just so much trouble on that side if you don't pure it. You see a lot of side arms that are really wide and maybe getting a little bit of ground play to skip inside the circle. I'd say it's easier to park down the right side with the backhand, but it's a lot safer to take it wide with the forehand. The biggest mistake being pushing too deep and going OB straight. That looks perfect.
And then Kristin landing in the most common spot, I think, for the spike forehand, right around circle's edge.
Just neon red right there on the heat map.
Silva just a little early out of the hand, but it gets through
work.
Everything.
Through the witch tree.
Mm-hmm. Evaliina with the classic mistake, keeping it just a little too low. The ceiling on that witch tree is daunting, and if you catch those branches, you can easily kick into a place that's tough to recover from. Also, Evaliina definitely thinking about potentially going too deep.
Mm-hmm. Missy not really turning that at all. Going to be in a tricky little spot here. Just a cage of branches.
Cool.
Yeah, a great shot. I'm surprised she got out of there without having to solve some kind of riddle or something. And Evaliina giving it a nice bid.
Definitely having to pay with some gems.
Right?
Yeah.
Kristin for 4 in a row.
Yes, she did. And we slacked on picking a bird yesterday, but today I heard the eastern meadowlark calling all day. What a beautiful call.
Gorgeous.
Always excited to get to the Midwest and hear those guys.
I didn't know that's what I was hearing, but they were popping off.
Mm-hmm.
And Silva with a great putt. 2 in a row and still maintaining the lead. Impressive.
They have such a melodious little call.
Oh, melodious indeed.
Singing like a lark, if you will.
Okay.
Kristin and Silva also again going to be the only birdies on the card. 2 of 6 birdies. Wow.
Yeah.
Only 6.
And Kristin and Silva kind of pulling away from Evaliina and Missy here just a bit in the final push. Missy looking a little frustrated. Checking back in with Ella Hansen on chase card on the 17th. She's in a tie for 4th. I'm sure pushing to be on lead card in day 1. This is a tricky tee shot. I think the forehand is absolutely the way. And if you're not in that center group of trees, you have the chance to birdie. It's a big forehand, though, from here.
Yeah, it's very steep uphill, but the forehand is the way as far as not having to contend with trees.
Mm-hmm.
Ella flexing on us, showing off how big her forehand truly is.
The biggest. Great tap and birdie there. Gonna move to 8 down with 1 to go.
Hey everyone, Gannon here, and I want to invite you to compete in the Power Disc Golf Academy Championship Series. This is the only professional amateur nationwide disc golf series, and everyone is welcome to compete. Qualifier events will be held in cities across North America. If you place high enough at a qualifier event, you'll earn the invitation to compete in our championship event at Eagles Crossing Disc Golf Course. Scan this QR code for dates and locations of the qualifying events. We hope to see you there.
Here we are on 16 that we just watched Cadence Burge Park. I think forehand is the most common play on this hole. You want to make sure you don't come in too hot though. You can easily skip out of bounds. Look how close that OB line is on the right side. Also, if you accidentally throw something straight, you can very easily find OB deep as well. The backhand shot is scary because if you get a cut roll or carry a little bit too far straight, you can find OB. This is a fun little chippy hole, blind, so it keeps it exciting, keeps you honest.
But feels like you need to get a putt. Kristin starting things off with a sidearm. And parking it. That's going to be 5 in a row. Put a little golden sombrero on that Eastern Meadowlark.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's going to really start singing then. Silva opting for the backhand turning shot as she is known to do, and that is why. Absolutely gorgeous. Silva went Electron Envy, Kristin, Grand Glory. Evaliina putting it out really wide with her Firebird, and will have to earn the putt. I would say that's the most common landing spot.
This did play as the easiest hole of the day today, with over half the field birdieing.
Dang, I'm mad. This was my pick yesterday.
That's an insane amount of birdies.
It really is.
Everyone's birdieing it.
Got to. Missy going forehand. Really nice shot. It's a Z-Raptor. Evaliina, the only one with a tester putt here for her birdie. Needs this one. Cans it.
Oh, such nice pace on the putt today.
Ooh, looking at a star frame. Only our second of the tournament.
Ooh. Coming in high, but it's in. And that is $25 to edge.
50.
$50 to edge.
Yeah, up it. Kristin with 5 in a row. 2 to play.
Look at all that green.
So much.
Man, they're just making this course look so easy.
Yeah, and Kristin now tied for the hot round with Cap Merch with 2 birdieable holes to go.
And here is hole 17 that we just watched Ella Hansen play.
Yeah, it's a par 4, 469 feet. Again, the forehand is definitely much easier. The backhand is tricky and doesn't quite get far enough up this hill. If you, like I said, get to either side of that center grouping of trees, you are set up nicely for the birdie. Obviously, the forehand is great because you can take those trees out of play. Also, that OB line on the right side really comes in pretty close. It's inside the circle on the right, so the backhand shot has a lot of danger involved on the second. First things first, land this tee shot in the fairway.
And it is a tricky little fairway. You see a lot of discs doing this, filtering straight in this little muddy area, and she's going to be blocked by that center grouping of trees.
And that footing is just brutal over there.
Yeah, it's about, I would say, 300 feet up to the basket from there?
But very uphill.
But very uphill, so if you don't have room to run up and you have to throw a standstill in slippery mud, it gets all of a sudden very hard.
Mm-hmm.
Silva, unfortunately, trickling left. Evaliina with a picture-perfect tee shot.
I like the super stable inside route. It's not quite a shot that I have, but I think it's the highest percentage one. That was her Halo Star Destroyer. Missy and Kristin both kind of pushing this more outside route, which I would say is a little bit more common. It's a little easier to hit, but not quite as rewarding as what Evaliina did.
But Missy wide enough that she's going to be able to approach. She may even have a little run up.
Totally.
Uh-oh. Silva a little deeper in the woods than I thought. I thought it was just a trickle, but...
Yeah, it kicked pretty bad.
Wow.
She's pitching out, it looks like. If you like us, check out our merch at new 2 Hot Geese merch at JomezPro.com.
Yeah, we finally have hats.
Yeah, and lots of other apparel and discs and
Rep
fun
us
things.
on your head.
Please. If we're not already in your head, let's do it.
Kristin gonna try the run up, doing this big force turn, flexing forehand, getting all the way up to the edge of the circle, and that's about as good as you can do
It
here.
really is. Missy's forehand looking really great lately. Just the whole 2025 year.
Yeah, coming in right when she needs it. And you can see the little slippies as she runs up, but she makes it, almost makes it around
Yeah.
the final tree.
It's tough to make it clean through there.
Mm-hmm.
But a great effort, and she'll have a circle 2 putt, though, obstructed.
Silva still with a challenging shot after pitching out. Whoa.
She's going out and around.
She just makes her power look so easy.
Right?
That's a hard shot.
It is. That's the title of her self-help book, Make Your Power Look Easy. Evaliina with a great shot inside the circle. We'll have to earn another 25-foot putt for birdie. Missy not able to convert. Oh, wow.
What a birdie save from Kristin.
I didn't think she was going to do it. 6 in a row? What are we going to give this Nashville bird?
Okay, it's already got the golden sombrero, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's give him a little banjo.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Wow, Kristin lighting Mill Ridge on fire, not physically, with her play. 6 in a row. That's amazing. I mean, the course record was 7. She's at 10.
She's just demolishing it. And Evaliina's so close to converting, just a little nubby.
Yeah, her first kind of real missed putt of the day that, that's one you usually would make.
But not a bad miss. Dead center, just a wee bit low.
Just a touch.
There were only 10 birdies on hole 17. This one's still very tough to get, even though... Well, everyone had to really work for their birdies here. Yeah, they did. Lead card showing us that it's hard. Let's wrap things up. Let's watch Ella Hansen play 18 before our lead card gets there. Throwing right at that big tree on the right side is my favorite play, but you do have to get a little lucky, and she sure does.
She sure does. She's like, wait, what happened?
Just going between the two rocks. Caddy posted up on the rock. Ella has a nice flat putt. This one can be scary if you're on the short side.
Is it scary? What a finish from Ella.
Way to take advantage of that drive, filtering through all that stuff.
All that stuff. Man, Kristin, 6 in a row. And that's going to put Ella in solo 4th. So Evaliina, man, does she even have a chance to get there? Oh, crazy.
And here we are. We just watched Ella Hansen take a birdie on this one. OB all the way down the left and right-hand side. I like the play of throwing at that big, bushiest tree on the right side. You do see players throw straight at it as well, but it does bring that left side OB into play. If you hyzer out, you can definitely get ground play off of the various rocks on this green. We had a little bit of a headwind today, here and there. Is that right? Is that what you had?
It was a straight headwind when I came
a
through,
little
yes.
right to left occasionally. This is not one that everyone's banking on a birdie. It's a hard, even with the downhill nature of the hole, it's a hard 430 feet to cover.
It is, and if you really go for it too and make a mistake, it can find OB or find a group of trees to block. It's a bit risky to really send it, but
Oh, I love this.
me too.
But you look at that ground play.
Oh, man. Inside the circle, Kristin throwing an orbit rive to go 7 in a row.
She's putting so much spin on the disc.
Mm-hmm.
Silva with a little reset. A little floatier of a shot. I like
good.
this. It feels like it takes the danger out.
Yeah, it's gentle, soothing. Neutron photon, which sounds like a space gun. I'm a little tired.
It does sound like a space gun.
Evaliina going more of a wide hyzer, spiking in nicely. And 3 for 3, gonna have a putt on 18.
Missy coming in a little bit more hyzer. That needs to get down.
Oh yeah, nice little anti-skip
Wow.
to circle 2.
So only 3 players got to circle 1 in regulation,
Oh.
where 21 got to circle 2 in regulation.
Okay, yeah,
So
that
you
makes
can
sense.
That's how hard it is to get to the screen. You see a lot of putts from outside of these trees. Thankfully, Missy's is nice and open. She runs at it and thankfully checks up. This is a very downhill putt. Silva with a very wide straddle.
Yeah. In.
Wow.
Wow, Silva playing so well this year. And I mean, to have Kristin chasing you with 7 in a row and still be able to make this clutch putt happen. Unreal.
Once it hit the chain, she didn't even look. She's just like, yep,
Got it.
done.
Mm-hmm. Evaliina cashing it.
Yes, recovering really well from that last little nubbed putt.
So
With this
good.
downhill putt, no fear.
And it looks like she's going to be in a tie for 4th with Ella, but Ella with the better round is going to overtake her. Here's Kristin for 7 in a row.
And only 4 people birdied this hole. Kristin's going to do it for her 7th birdie.
Amazing.
Wow.
What do we think? Little handkerchief on the bird? On the meadowlark? Little handkerchief?
Oh,
With the
I
banjo?
love that. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Little bandana. We love that.
Yeah, a little bandana. And Missy going to hang on to solo 3rd. What a wild round. Kristin Lott, course record, 11 down, bogey free. What?
And our lead card 3 of the only 4 birdies on hole 18. So just really showing us how they got here and why they deserve it. A little bit of a spread now between the tie for 1st and 3rd place, but 4 strokes is nothing that can't be made up, especially with our forecast tomorrow. We are supposed to have some rain in the forecast. It was decided at the end of business today that we will have a 40% cut tomorrow. 50% cut tomorrow in the FPO field. Not typical for a 3-day weekend. You guys know that, but we are doing it this weekend due to some unfortunate rough weather.
But it'll be fun to watch this tie at the top going into Championship Sunday. I think it's going to be all about conditions tomorrow.
Yeah, legitimately.
It'll be interesting, so come watch.
Don't forget, 2 Hotkeys hats available. I'm going to hype them up. I get so many messages about these. Everyone wants them. They've been wanting them for years, and now they're finally here. Also, we have got almost got 500,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yep.
And we are trying to get there.
We are.
So help us.
Please. Please help us.
Yeah. Thank you for hanging out. We have one more round, Championship Sunday, here at Millridge Park for the Music City Open. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 Hot Geese.
Honk.
Honk.
Sunshine, get up on my body, know that truly I feel fine. Get up watch your body and I feel that sunshine. Get up on my body, know that truly I feel fine.